Right now we're seeing some swift changes taking place with cards completely blowing out of proportion. Though before we get into this video, I'm actually gifting this Infernape illustration rare. Now if I reply to your comment with this Lucario emoji, then well done, this card is getting sent your way. And hey, if you are a first time viewer, welcome aboard. My name's Phil and I cover topics relating to Pokemon's TCG. Feel free to subscribe for future content. Though the price hikes for certain cards has been pretty wild at the moment, and that's why in this video I want to go over some of the cards that have been climbing in price and explain what's been happening at this point. First one on the list is Destined Rivals Mewtwo, and you better believe it, your boy Singlet Phil is back in action because it is getting hot here. And honestly, I don't mind it. You know what, I might have to kind of keep up my gym routine and, keep up my eating habits. But, the fans wanted Singlet Phil. They've been begging for a return, and I thought, why not? Give them what they want, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, here we are with Destined Rivals Mewtwo. All right, interesting things happening with this card in particular. Selling for 400 USD, okay? Now, I have to be honest, the Team Rocket's Mewtwo, to me, is a really sensational card. I really rate it. I personally think it's an amazing chase. Obviously, when you're dealing with Mewtwo, right, you're going to have a lot of difficulty because it is a very, very loved Pokemon. I'd probably put Mewtwo in like the top 5 most loved Pokemon. I mean, you got Pikachu, Charizard, you got Mewtwo, probably Gengar, and then you've got Lugia as well. All these are very desired Pokemon, right? There was always going to be a lot of debate whether or not people love this card. I personally love it. It's a real good nostalgic throwback, and they really did a good job with the artwork. They're currently selling for 344 US. So slightly dropping, which is kind of bizarre because you can see Bubble Mew, selling for 570 US. And right now, Team Rocket's Mewtwo selling for 344. Pretty interesting at this point because, a lot of people like Destined Rivals, man. It is a pretty loved set. It is quite hard to get as well. It's not that easy to find, especially as we enter the European and the US winter periods where traditionally cards usually start climbing up in price. So it's going to be weird. Is this going to be an opportune time to buy this card? At the moment, it still is very expensive. So we're going to have to see how it travels within the next few months. Moving on to Ethan's Typhlosion. Now, even though this one isn't increasing in price, this one is now going down, but you're going to see some real big price increases in just a second. In the last 3 months, it went up all the way to 54 US, and right now it's selling for $36. So big shifts happening in the market right now at this point. Though there are some cards that are really climbing in value at the moment, and not just cards, but also sealed product. Same with the Kingdra collection box. Selling for 62 US, right now selling for 88 USD. Like I said, it doesn't really have much to do with the Shrouded Fable packs inside. It all has to do with the Kingdra promo. But right now, that actually looks probably a little bit undervalued because when we look at the Kingdra promo, check out the prices. Here I'm on the Kingdra, and right now it's selling for 67 US. It is just climbing up. It's even more expensive than the Greninja, which is pretty wild to see, right? Now, here's the thing that's really interesting. That's selling for 67 US, but add another 20 bucks and you can get, a few Shrouded Fable packs as well. Seems like the box is actually not a bad purchase at this stage. But of course, if we pull this into the year graph, last year was like a $7 to an $8 card. So, this card in particular has had some real big price spikes. Right now, whether or not it's like some, market buyouts or, a lot of people have questions. It's interesting what's happening right now with this card because I know it is a very loved card as well, but maybe the price has shot up a little bit too quick too soon. Now, while we're speaking about this Kingdra, I actually have teamed up with Collector and we are both giving away this Kingdra in PSA 10. Enter now on my channel's Discord. Now, today's video is proudly sponsored by Collector. If you haven't tried it, Collector is a powerful portfolio app designed specifically for collectors. It helps you monitor the value of your collection and see how it changes over time. Now, for anyone who's serious about collecting, it's easily one of the best tools out there. Whether you're keeping tabs on Pokemon cards or you just want a big picture view of the market, it makes tracking and decision making far easier. Now, if you do upgrade to Collector Pro, you also unlock some extra perks, and one is being able to scan cards straight into your collection with your phone's camera, which makes it very easy to add your collection to the app. A huge shout out to Collector for sponsoring the PSA 10 Kingdra giveaway currently happening in my channel's Discord. You can learn more about Collector within the video's description. Now let's get back into the video. One of them is the Greninja Shrouded Fable, promo collection box, right? This promo box 3 months ago was selling for 73 USD. Right now it's selling for $95. If we pull this into the year graph, last year when Shrouded Fable released, selling for 33 US this box, and of course, it's really shot up in price. The reason why this box has gone up so much in price is all to do with the Greninja promo inside this box. Very few people are buying this for the Shrouded Fable packs inside. Everyone wants that Greninja chase. If we look at the Greninja promo, just check how much it's gone up in the last 3 months. Selling for 28 US. right now selling for $58. What's even more wild, if you pull this into the year graph, I mean, last year this was a $10 card. So if people were buying this back then, you could have 6 times your money, which is kind of wild. But then again, you have to remember as well that we've had the whole Pokemon boom happen, which if I just show you right now on this graph here, it happened around December. That's like kind of when Pokemon TCG Pocket came out and that huge boom happened, right? So that's something we need to consider as well. It's unlikely that if you're buying cards right now that they're all just going to go, 5 or 6 times more in price, though it does happen, okay? The Mew special illustration rare from Pokemon 151 UPCs, that's gone up a lot in price, right? Same with this here. So we don't know how the pendulum will swing, but at this stage, this one's really going up. Now, moving on to one that's very interesting right now is the Team Rocket's Moltres. Now, on that graph there, you can see it's had a pretty sharp decline. Now, the big reason why it's had a little bit of a sharp decline just there, and I imagine it's going to continue, is because a new Team Rocket's Ultra Premium Collection has just been announced. So right here, I can see there's a new Team Rocket's Moltres EX Ultra Premium Collection that's coming out this November. Now, the reason why the Moltres Special Illustration Rare is going down quite quickly is because inside that UPC, one of the promo cards actually is this Moltres as a special illustration rare. The only difference being is that Moltres inside the UPC has a Destined Rival stamp on the card. You're going to get the regular full art, you're going to get the full art, and you're going to get the special illustration rare. Now, all of these are going to have the Destined Rival stamp on it. This is a bizarre decision, and it feels a little bit lazy for my liking. And one thing I've been concerned about the TCG, and it's been a bit of a concern of me seeing on how much kind of quality control's dropped and seeing how many people have entered the hobby. I kind of feel these products like this, where we're not getting new artworks, it's just recycled. This is becoming a little bit of a focal point right now because Pokemon doesn't really need to impress us that much anymore because everyone just purchases everything straight away. Now, even though it is a rinse and repeat in terms of the artwork, sure, you get the Destined Rival stamps. I think what's more disappointing about this UPC is the pack selection that's inside. This is marketed as a Team Rocket's Moltres EX UPC, but you only get 2 Destined Rivals packs inside. The rest is an assortment of Scarlet and Violet era packs. That kind of just feels like leftover stock that's been bundled up to sell a collection. Am I a little bit disappointed in this product? Definitely. I feel they could have done a little bit more. We already have seen the Greninja UPC as well. That was a very disappointing product. No unique artwork for the promos. And same with this Team Rockets as well. Feels a bit rinse and repeat, especially when we got the Charizard UPC in 2022, where we got 3 unique promo cards within the UPC. It does feel a little bit, it's kind of like the Pokemon video. It's kind of reminding me a little bit of Pokemon video games at the moment. Pokemon video games, like with Scarlet and Violet, they don't even need to try anymore and they break sale figures. And that's why we got delivered a game that has very bad frame rates and it's very slow and very choppy. When products like this release, it does feel a little bit like, hey, we don't even have to try that much because, hey, we know you're going to purchase this and we know it's going to be sold out straight away. And that is something that we all have to think about right now. But of course, that is the reason why the Moltres at the moment is going down in price. Sure, there is going to be a different price between the Destined Rival stamp version and the one that you can pull from Destined Rivals, though it's going to be interesting in a year to see the price differences. Now, one that is going down in price as well is the Prismatic Evolutions Umbreon, selling for $1,200 in May of this year. Right now selling for $847, and it seems like the whole Prismatic Evolutions hype is slowly fading away, which is kind of wild. I mean, it's still very in demand, but a lot of the Prismatic Evolutions cards are actually coming down in price, and it seems collectors are a bit more focused on different things at the moment. Same thing with the Pikachu from Surging Sparks, selling for $289, and right now selling for $257 US. I imagine with Bubble Mew going up so much in price, maybe some of these cards are also going to start climbing. Who knows at this point? Though one that's had a little bit of a bounce back at the moment is the Magikarp illustration rare. Had a low point for $190 US, right now selling for $243. If we pull this into the year graph, you can see the previous high was 276, right now selling for 243. So it is going to be interesting to see where this Magikarp goes in particular, and of course, the future for the rest of the Scarlet and Violet era cards. Though while these shifts are taking place, it can seem that there's a lot to learn about Pokemon collecting and investing, and that's why I uncover the best lessons I've learned in this video here. Within this video on screen, I go over the best lessons for the Pokemon hobby and cover some important details. If you love this video, feel free to click the video on screen. You can learn more about that topic there. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next video.